He was a very unique man, you know. It's a very safe time. There's not many people taking chances,
How
you
come?
know. I don't know what that's born out of. I mean, I think it's probably, just talking about the music business, I think it's also because they've less money and they're not selling so many records. And I don't think there's that air of creativity or development or letting a band develop or nurturing a band, you know. It's kind of everything's got to be first time out, you know, it's got to be a big hit, the first record, or get played on radio, and if it doesn't, it's a failure, and consequently the band or the artists are a failure as well. So potentially, you know, a band's career or an artist's career is over within like one record, which is just crazy, you know. I think in my time, you know, I had the luxury, looking back on it, we had the luxury of being able to develop. You know, we had over a course of like 2 or 3 years and 3 or 4 albums to be able to find yourself and find your place in it all. And I don't know if you're afforded that these days, you know. And I don't think there's so much pressure for a new artist, a new band, to come up with a big hit first time. That's an awful lot of pressure on people, I think, you know, instead of being able to sort of develop in your own time, you know.
Is there one artist that you say, well, that artist has been written off too soon, and I think if he or she...
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, if you look at the difference between Please Please Me and Sergeant Pepper with the Beatles, and that's like, you know what I mean? It's a world away, a universe away.
It's 5 years only, yeah.
Less than 5 years.
Yeah.
So, how many bands will get the chance to do that these days? You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, the album is called Wake Up the Nation. When did you come up with the album title? Because it's also a song on the album. When did you decide, well, this is going to be the album title?
Well, I just thought it fitted the mood, really, what we were trying to say and sound like on the record. And just to kind of, yeah, like I said before, to make something urgent and to put some energy back into it, really. To try and make people sit up and listen and take notice, you know.
What do you think then the music industry will develop into? Do you think, well, big record companies will stay, or do you think maybe there's some...
I mean, I don't know, the whole sort of downloading thing and all that stuff, I mean, it's still kind of in its infancy at the moment, isn't it, you know? So I think maybe the next sort of 2 or 3 years or so, you'll probably find some kind of form to it. I think, even though it's not a world I know much about, but I think it could lead to maybe some good things. Maybe it'll lead to sort of more independent companies again. And maybe that's a good thing, you know, to get people that are really into music and not just sort of lawyers or accountants just balancing the books or trying to make a buck, you know. Perhaps it might lead to more creativity as it used to be.
Did you ever think maybe of starting your own label with, well, giving new artists?
No. I did that in the 80s. I had my own label in the 80s, which was fucking hard work, really, and I don't know if I could really do that again. You know, the only thing I learned from it is really to have a label and be successful and make it work. You've got to do it 24 hours a day, really, and every day of the week, you know, and I wouldn't have the time to do that.
Well, your dad passed away last year. Did that influence the album too? I think there were certain songs maybe that have the mood of maybe
No,
the song Trees.
I don't think it had a direct effect on it, really. It had a direct effect on me personally, but I don't know if it really affected the record in any way, really. I mean, it's just kind of, this is what I do in life anyway. When whatever falls around me,
yeah.
I'm still going to be doing this. This is what I do. This is what I was born to do and meant to do. It's sad on my own personal level, but I don't know if it would really kind of cross over into the music, quite honestly.
Or maybe the song Trees? Because
Trees, yeah, I mean, that's kind of, yeah, it wasn't directly about my dad, but it's about sort of mortality and people growing old and waiting to die and all those sort of things. But, so I guess it was kind of born out of the experience of seeing my dad sort of going that way. But it wasn't direct. I mean, if I was going to write a song about my dad, it would be something celebratory. It'd be like a sort of beer drinking song, you know, one to sort of make you smile and be happy and celebrate, you know.
how important has he been for you for the music? Because he was a manager with the Jam, I think your dad was. How important has he been for you, music-wise?
Music, well, I mean, as in professional terms, I mean, he was a great manager, you know. I mean, all you could ever ask from any great manager is that they're 100% behind you and believe in what you do, which is what he did, you know. and I can only really think of a few people who would fit that sort of bill. But I thought he was a great hands-on manager, even aside from the fact it was my dad, which is quite a unique situation. But even objectively, he was a great manager, I think, because he just believed in what I was doing, what we were doing as a band when we started as a jam. And when you've got someone that committed and fighting your corner, 110%, man, then you kind of got something anyway. You got something going for you.
Yeah, because you were really young when you entered the music business, and to have your dad back you up, I don't think many young people can say it.
Well, we were lucky, we had a very good relationship, and he was a very unique man, so, and very funny, strong, but we were lucky we had a very good relationship. I mean, wouldn't always work, You can look at other people in the music business who's...
Michael Jackson, for example, yeah.
Exactly, do you know what I mean? So it isn't always a recipe for success in any way at all, quite the opposite, but we were just very, very fortunate, I think.
Will you ever write a song about him, like you were saying, maybe?
If it happened, if it found me, if the song found me, it needed to be written, I would do, yeah.